What's the news? Oh, the news is we are going on our what number of podcasts is this?
Tell you in a second.
Start another podcast. We're on technically season 3, and this is where we do our journey about taking an idea live and turning it into a feature. So it's been a lot of trials and tribulations, let's just say that. Yes. But you get to ask a lot of questions, and this is like for reals what's happening. So, and I am deep in the getting people to commit their money to the project's phase, and it is so frustrating. But having talked to multiple people who've gone through this process, apparently people waiting to the ultimate last moment for anything for commitment seems to be a very common thing. So I'm learning to try to be as patient as possible, but it can, man, there's some days when it just feels like it's never going to happen. It's just really, really, really frustrating. So that's the news. Trying to make a feature film. Doing it without any magic formula, except my own strong-willed and stubbornness, and then the faith of other people.
I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are. Do the thing.
All right, let's all get ready here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am back. We are back to another episode of the Get Realisms podcast. This is episode 42, ladies and gentlemen. We're back at it. My name is Adam Chase Rennie.
And I am at Christine Chen.
Oh, wow, you guys. It's been 2 weeks, and I am sorry. I apologize. Unfortunately, I just want to get this out of the way so you know, we can get straight into Urzily, and you know, I can just shut the fuck up because nobody really cares. But I had COVID 2 weeks ago, and I'm still going through it. I'm still kind of in that, you know, process of trying to recover. I don't have my taste or smell still. And yeah, it's, you know, it's been trials and tribulations, up and down. I wake up with immense body ache, pain, migraines. And today was a little better for sure. But nonetheless, yeah, still going through it. Anyways, we are now going into Urzily. Yay! We are in episode 42, ladies and gentlemen. Christine, sorry for no podcast the last 2 weeks. I feel like I have let a lot of people down, but we're back. You know, we are here. Christine, how's everything? How's life?
It's good. Just trying to make a feature film happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's still that.
We're in pre-production.
Yeah, we've been heavy in pre-production. I've been heavy in pre-production for a good month already. Storyboarding this past week has been back to back. The moment I wrapped on the other film I was on, it's been 10-hour sessions since Tuesday, trying to get all our storyboards done. And I mean, look at this beauty of stuff. I have
that is gorgeous.
Currently 92 pages of storyboards. Ooh. 92 pages.
Good stuff.
Almost there. We're on C94. So we're basically at the climax right now.
Nice.
But it's a lot of time and energy, and my storyboard artist Chad class is amazing. I mean, it's fun. It's good. It's a good sign when your storyboard artist is laughing while they're drawing, because it's like, oh, this frame is really funny, or like, you know. So that's a good sign. But yeah, we've been, since the snowvid, been balls to the wall on pre-production, and lining up sponsorships. We're going to launch a Seed and Spark campaign next week, late next week probably. So everybody
What
look
is
out for
that?
that. Seed and Spark is this really cool crowdfunding platform. It's like,
Oh, okay.
it's very much like your typical Kickstarter or Indiegogo, but the biggest difference is that Seed and Spark is dedicated to films, and you can go in and specify like where your funds are being used. So instead of just a blanket, give me money, it's more of a, hey, this amount of money is going to go buy toilet paper, or this amount of money is going to buy this stuff. That kind of deal. So I also brought on a new producer, and you'll be very excited. It's Peyton. So,
Yeah, friend of the podcast, Peyton,
yes, Peyton,
the baller. That's
a
right.
baller. Yes,
Director, writer. Yeah, man.
I'm
She's
very excited. And
on board. That's exciting.
It's been really nice to not do it alone.
Mm.
I mean, Candace has been very involved as well, more on the creative side, but like on the day-to-day, like production manager, coordinator, UPM type thing, Peyton has been really there for me. We talk every single day about our ever-growing to-do list. We'll knock one thing off and then add 5 more things to do. So, but yeah, we've been heavy in prep. I made a giant spreadsheet, like giant, of what our first week of prep is going to look like. Picked out the scenes we're going to do, rehearsals, coordinated rehearsals, fittings, makeup tests, stunt stuff, and just massive prep, on-site prep. And while I'm doing that, I'm also doing meetings and getting our investors to, commit and send the money to the bank, all that stuff. So it's been really stressful. Let's just say that. I'm grateful
I
to be
bet.
in this position, but
Mhm.
it's been a lot of, hey, can I talk to you about what your process looks like? Because you've had a successful film and obviously you raise money. And everybody says the same thing, which makes me feel better because I'm like, am I doing something wrong? It's that this process sucks. That
The
it takes
process
long.
of pre-production?
Process of raising money
Oh,
sucks.
raising money. Right. Yeah.
Like sucks so much.
Mhm.
And I'll get questions all the time, like, hey, how did you get funded? Or how do you get money? And like, it's the same. It's you
Yeah.
call somebody and you call somebody else, and then you tell them and ask for advice for other friends that might want to look at it. You pass it to enough people that hopefully somebody sees it and takes interest in it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
but it's frustrating because I AD a lot, and I AD so many projects for filmmakers who have never like shot anything, or like this is like their first project ever, and they've got like a $5 million budget, and I'm like, how did you get that amount of money without knowing anything? Meanwhile, I'm like done 15 short films, 1 feature, AD'd like 30 features, produced like 5 other films, and like, I started more than that actually. I've produced like 30 some films, and I cannot somehow convince people that to believe, to just commit to the project.
To
It's
the investment. Yeah.
an investment. Yeah, it's
That's
it's really,
frustrating.
it's very, very frustrating. So I don't know.
Have you learned something in that process?
Um, finding investors is like dating. They are
We
all
talked
interested.
about this 2
Yes,
episodes ago. We talked about
I know. It's still the same. It's still like dating. It's like
yeah.
everybody is quick to
It
say,
feels like a tango, but it doesn't it involves it takes 2 to make a thing go right, but
yeah,
it's also an investment. Like you're investing time, you're investing money, and it's a lot. And you were talking about in that episode in particular how there's never ever going to be a shortage of people who are going to want to put in their 2 cents into
right.
your creative.
Everybody wants to give their opinions. They want to, here, I can like help you, like give you in whatever opinion you want and stuff. But like when it comes down, and there's plenty of people that are like, yeah, that's so cool. I'm so excited. Let me see how I can help you. And then like you go in to be like, all right, this is how you can help me. And then it's like crickets. Or it's like, all right, like you were cool, but like I'm not sure about a long-term relationship. You know, it's literally like dating.
Yeah.
And I'm already terrible at dating, so like I like go figure.
All right, come on. I don't think that's necessarily true. I'm terrible at dating too.
So it's I guess the part I'm learning is that if you can find somebody who's willing to do the work with you, it's much easier to do it. It's not as lonely when you can find a friend who believes in you, like Peyton, to come along for the ride. It's nice to be able to bounce ideas. It's nice to wake up and be like, Peyton, here's our to-do list. It's so long, or like, I'm so frustrated, or just like airing out grievances and you know, just
your free therapy.
Yeah, free therapy, man. Like just your co-producer is like your free therapist. But it's like really, really frustrating. And then like meanwhile, you know, I've got amazing crew members who are like putting their faith in me and being like, time is ticking. I'm like, you don't think I fucking know.
We all know that, dummy.
No shit.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't know what I'm dealing with on this end. Just like it's a seesaw. Like I feel like
it feels like a tug of war more.
It's the tug of war. I'm like, we are totally interested. We're committed. You're green light. You're green lit. And then
never mind.
My life is this, so I can't, or I'm not sure anymore, or like I'm waiting for this person, or my friend was sure, but then I'm not sure. But like, let me tell 10 other people. Let me answer these questions. All right, but everything's a step, right? So I'm like, you send over a contract. And so you're getting there, right? But then you get like 50 questions, and you know, I can answer those questions. You get to the next. So I feel like it's like a video game. I haven't played video games in a while, but like it's like
it is like a video game.
Boss, and then like you get to the next boss, and then you get to the third boss, and you're like, when's the level when I get to save the princess, man? Like
I know. And it's
like
not yet. You still have 15 levels.
Oh Jesus! I really hope not. I hope I'm towards the last level.
Yeah.
Because I am like so frustrated with.
So would you say this is the hardest part
yes, this
from
is by
soup
far,
to nuts of filmmaking?
This is by far the hardest part of filmmaking, because everything else, I feel like there's more of an element of control. You're not trying to like impress and sell yourself. Like you're just doing the work. Right? So like you're on set, and as long as you know what you're doing as your department, it's really like not that bad. Yes, you're dealing with people, and you're dealing with, it's essentially customer service and like making sure everybody's happy and whatnot. But like you're not every day being like, I'm awesome, guys. Believe in me because I'm awesome. Like that's what I have to do every single day when I'm talking to investors. Hey guys, I'm awesome, and this is why I'm awesome. Please give me $50,000. Yeah, like
you're selling your soul. Yeah,
it is the worst. Like I hate this process so much, and I don't know how many times I've literally changed this hypothetical pitch deck. Like, but you have to have one because you know, and every filmmaker, I just want to make the movie. And, you know, I'm getting questions about like percentages, you know, like, okay, well, if I get a 15% ROI, in how many years will you think it will break even? And I'm like, I don't know, on the average, here's a comparable film, and here's another comparable film, and they made their money in 5 years, and this is kind of what it is, but it's all still imaginary.
Yeah.
It's still like hypothetical. And so, and I've changed fonts, I've changed wording, I've changed numbers, I've changed like back and forth, and it's just like, when will this end? I'm so done with this process.
Yeah, for the sake of currency. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
for the sake
it's
of, like,
strange. It's a weird world.
it's
Yeah.
weird because I'm like, I know what I'm doing. Like, I I I have this giant
Mhm.
record. I have these people with these giant track records. But then I'm on the, and I hate to I mean, it's statistically very true, but women just don't get funded as
Mhm.
easily as males do. Like, I hate
Right.
to say that, but like, I mean, I can attest to it just from personal experience, ADing a million sets with people who are not qualified to direct at all, and I don't know how they got money. Like, I don't know and don't understand. But
Wait,
hey,
did you say they were ADs and
no,
they
I AD'd them. Yeah.
oh, with directors who just are not in the industry.
Who were like, "This is your first film, and you got $5 million." Like,
Oh, yeah, that's well,
you
I
know,
mean, even for anybody, like, I mean, that's I don't know. There's always two sides to every story, right? And I do believe that though. I believe you that, it's a brutal world in the
yeah.
in the line of filmmaking, in the line of trying to invest money, especially for female filmmakers. Now, I don't know that.
I
You
feel like
know,
people should take a chance. Like, we're cool right now. Did you not see the Oscar nominations? There are finally two females that are nominated.
No, I got one even better for you, Christine. I like there's so many female filmmakers that I've been watching over the years. Like in a span of like the last 5 years, I think I've saw more female filmmakers between Patty Jenkins and Chloe Zhao and oh gosh,
Yeah, it's an exciting time right
who's that creator of Lovecraft Country? Fuck. Oh, it's gonna bother me,
now. I
but
don't know.
she's amazing. She wrote a beautiful show, and she wrote every single episode. So I just feel like, yeah, you would think the tides are turning, right? But I guess it's still
I don't
a
know.
taboo. I
You
guess.
punch me in the face. I'm like,
Well, no one's gonna punch you in the face,
"Ah."
Christine. Come on, like
I need a coach. I need a life coach right now. Being like, you can do. Oh, I kind of have one. Dinah's like my life coach. She'll just come in and be like, "It's gonna be great. The
it is
energy
gonna
of
be great.
the universe is going to bring you what you want." And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And you say Jesus Christ. That's hilarious. What a contradiction, right? He's just like
No, I'm like, universe, what do you want?
I
I've
know.
done my homework. I'm doing my homework. I've paid my dues. I've been in this industry for this long. I've made so many films. They were good films. Like,
But do you
someone
think
just
but do you
freaking,
think the amount of work that you're putting in, especially for Ursley, I mean, I know you're probably not think of it now, but possibly it could pay off.
oh no, I don't. The work I'm putting in is great. Like, I don't. This is
Yeah, I mean, it's
stuff
just
I'm doing
I
right
don't
now.
want you to get to a point where you're standing on the bridge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
no, but the
because
work I'm
it's
putting is work that I'm going to have to put in.
right
And
because
at
what
this
you
point,
got
honestly,
yeah.
I mean, it's not a matter like we will make this film. It's just a matter of when, right? Is it going to be what we
Yeah.
hope it is going to be, or is it going to be a little later? So either way, like, we're putting in the work that is going to happen
Hmm.
regardless. So that's the part that I can at least hold on to, is doing things that are within my control to continue to move the project forward. You
That
know,
doesn't
so
hinder the creative in
yeah,
the
so it's
script.
like, all right, I need a mermaid tail. Well, I gotta suck it up. We're putting the deposit. Mermaid tails take time, so we're making it. So the mermaid tail's being made. And I'm doing the storyboard because
It
I need.
took listen, it took 2 years for Robert Downey Jr. to fit into Iron Man.
Yeah,
2 fucking years. Imagine that. Imagine you got money to do a superhero movie that you possibly don't know it's going to do well, because there's not really much superhero movies before then, right? So
Right.
Jon Favreau had to take by the way, on top of that, he barely had a script. He only had maybe 60 pages of a treatment,
Yeah.
and like where he wanted to go from point A to point B, but nothing like with dialogue and everything, because 80% of it was improvised. But
Mhm.
that's single-handedly, arguably, the best superhero movie we've ever gotten. And it's the same thing for Patty Jenkins with Wonder Woman.
Right.
No one was going to expect Wonder Woman to be successful. Are you fucking kidding me? And Wonder Woman to me is like Captain America. Like, that is a boss ass motherfucking movie, a boss ass origin film too, nonetheless. And you got a character who, you know, has socially and you know, universally been through the ringer, you know, and a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people can relate to that hero, and the process of making it was also kind of like a pie in the sky to a lot of people.
Well,
I'm not trying to compare Ursula to a superhero movie, but I am saying,
no,
like,
it's the same.
with hard work and dedication, I think it's going to pay.
Process is the same. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The process is the same. It takes time, and you believe in it, it's gonna happen. It's just maybe it's not gonna
I hope I'm not being shitty on you. I'm not trying to be shitty.
No,
Yeah,
you're not. Like,
okay.
It's reality. So no, it's not. I'm just airing out my frustrations because it's just been
No, and they're valid, because I don't know this process, so I'm just along for the ride, you know. And I feel bad that I can't help you more, but it's also like I believe in you because you're already here. You know what I mean?
and I'm tenacious as fuck. So
Yeah, you
I
are.
pick myself back up. I complain a little, and I keep going. Like,
Ladies and gentlemen, Christine is a no break lady. There's no breaks. It's all gas. No
really
breaks.
testing me, Adam. This is testing my patience.
Who I am? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're not testing. I'm saying this process is testing my patience.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. But I mean, listen, filmmaking is our first love. Like, movies are our first love, and we're married to it for love or for hate. And it's a love-hate relationship, especially, you know, anywhere from investing to writing to pre-production to principal photography to post-production. Yeah, I know there's going to be at some point I want to scream.
Yeah.
But I know along the way and the final product, the best.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be so worth it, because I know this project, and I can't wait for people to see it, because it's gonna be so fucking
excited.
cool. It's gonna be really cool. And the fact that I'm even part of it is fucking crazy. Like, it's absolutely nuts. And I thank you for letting me tag along on this process and document it for the podcast needs. So, you know,
hopefully it'll be the next time will be a more exciting process when we get delved into the actual fun part of it. But this part, this is the part that people need to hear, though, because I know there's a lot of people.
Because pre-production is also an arduous process.
It is. And it's always fix it and prep, right? Put the time.
Fix it and prep.
Preparing, so that when you're right in the ground, it's muscle memory. You know, it's muscle memory. It's not. You're not thinking of things right there and planning, because when you don't have time, like, you don't have time. Like, when you have when you have short period of shooting time, for it, in our case, it's going to be 10 days. We're going to try with 2 days pickup. You kind of need to operate it on autopilot. You don't have time to sit there and be like, well, let's think about it. What would I like to shoot here? Like, you can't do that.
But
like,
you've worked with people like that as an AD.
I know. And it's like, one of my favorite memes is the AD, the caption is, ADs watching as the DP and director argue while they're matching up. Yeah, I've done that, been there so many times. I'm like, I got you guys here. Sunset is happening. It's beautiful. And you guys can't figure out what you want to shoot. Like, really, you know? So, I am gonna bulletproof myself where that doesn't happen to me. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm
Yeah, to
really,
have it a little more streamlined.
yeah, I am thinking through every single thing that could possibly go wrong. I'm thinking through, hey, if it does rain, which part of this film will this affect? Can I keep shooting? Yes, I can.
But don't
I'm
you think you already have one step forward, unlike the other people who you worked with?
oh
I mean,
yeah,
nothing against
no,
them, but
no, not at all.
they,
Like I'm very confident that the moment we get that money secured in the bank, it's going to go real fast
because there's going to be problems, but you're trying to solve all the problems and also pre-plan all the problems
yep,
later in the future
all the problems.
that you
Yes.
think are going to be problems.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I mean, I know, like I'm so confident in this team. These are people that I've collected throughout the years, the best of the best, who we mesh well, both on a personality level or from
Mm.
a creative standpoint. Like literally the best people that possibly can have. Stuck together on one single location, just making magic. Like, and I'm a prepaholic, so like I am so confident in this project, and I cannot. They always say that the first project is the hardest, right? So I'm on another milestone where this is the first time I've ever had to ask for money of this amount. So mark my words, like whoever jumps into this boat with me in terms of investment, in terms of help, this is a film that I truly believe is going to like jumpstart a lot of our just like our careers and stuff like that. And this is going to be the cult film that everybody wishes they should have just been like should have just committed and should have just been on. Like, don't miss the train. I'm telling you, like this is it. I'm not very very confident about it. So, and I don't just say shit. People who know me know that everything that I say, I 100% do my best to make those words a reality. There's people who just say and talk and say they're going to do something, never do. It's very rare. I don't, pretty much, if I say something's going to happen, it's going to happen.
I know you to follow through 100%.
That's my brand. That's how I've been successful, is my ability to literally follow through. Like,
you always do that.
Literally,
even as an AD, anything.
Yeah, just the ability to follow through has just been my claim to fame.
And that's been inspirational to me, even beginning, the mentor-menteeship, because going all the way back to writer's block, the amount of legwork that you've done and the amount of work and in your diligence, and you follow through with every single thing, even with every single department who have a problem or anything. You already have like a mental checklist in your head of every single fucking thing to address. And that takes a lot from a human fucking being, Christine. Not a lot of people can do that. I mean, I've even worked with ADs who were just like, "Oh, what was your thing again, Adam? Oh, yeah. You had a whatever, and I'm working art department. I'm like, it's kind of an important thing, but thank you for kind of sidelining me, bitch." So whatever. But you have that ability to just make every single moment and every single person who you work with in that crew more important than you. And you follow through with that too, which I mean, you wouldn't think that's asking a lot, but it is.
You know what? For some reason, in this industry, it's actually harder for people to treat each other with respect and be nice. It's actually harder to find people like that. I find that the film industry brings some of the worst qualities out of people due to stress. A lot of people don't deal with stress well at all. And I mean, in the end, I keep telling people are going to forget everything, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. Like, you can't stress that enough. And I mean, I don't know why we're sidetracking on that, but like, I'm just
No, I
saying.
know where we're talking about. We were talking about investing and money and stuff, but you brought up an interesting point, and that is I mean, yeah, it's that struggle of following through and making sure that we're staying on task.
Yeah, following through, guys. Just following through. And I'm queen of following through. So invest in that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you mentioned a really good point right after that, where people will remember that. People remember those moments where, you know, someone yells at somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's so strange. No, it's not strange, because it's the environment, it's the atmosphere. All it takes is one person to fuck it up, and you just ruin the entire atmosphere of the set.
Yes.
You know, and also, in fairness, it is only perpetuated by the director. So the director is the one who kind of set that standard in the first place, or should at least set that standard in the first place. I mean, you could tell me, go fuck myself, Adam. You know, like,
no,
that's
right.
if
It's
I'm wrong.
Everything is a trickle down effect. Think of it. Somebody yells at somebody. That person feels like shit. They yell at somebody else. That person feels like shit. Then they go yell at somebody else. It's literally a trickle down effect. So it's I was just on a set where, I mean, it sucks. You know, the men don't listen to women. The women feel like shit. The women don't. You know, like, it's just like.
Which doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me, but I know people like that, and it always confuses me, because there's always I don't know, like, I don't understand stigmatism, and I don't understand discrimination, and I mean, I do understand it, but why do it? Because it does more worse than good.
I know, but I feel like some people just don't realize it. You know, they don't know that they're doing that, right? And it's like, short of like, here, let me put a recording, let me put a hidden camera somewhere, and then like show you what you're doing. Like, I don't know how.
There's some who probably don't understand, but then there's also some that they're just shitty.
Well, if you're on a set, please recognize everyone, not just men.
Yeah,
everybody contributes to your film, please.
Yes, because they're there for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, everyone is hired for a reason.
Right. Everybody is important, from the PA to locations to the art to the DP. Every single element of it is no small role.
PAs.
You should treat people like that they're all important. And just because their background doesn't mean that you can put them in a corner and like treat them like they're not important. Every single person's making the film, and it takes a village to make the film. So I guess we're sidetracked on this, because originally, when I was talking to you about this podcast, I wanted to call it the Weenie Wand. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is because, like, so many times we're on these sets, and we literally feel, as women on film sets, we oftentimes don't feel like we actually have a voice. We will voice our opinion, but it's like we're not there. Like people are responding like we're invisible, type thing. And I mean, and you can literally have the same request, but just put it in a male body, and magically, like, things happen. I don't know why that happens, but it's the women on our sets were joking that we need a weenie wand, where you're like, hey, like, if you aren't listening to us, we'll just pull out our weenie wand, and magically you'll hear us, and we're there, and you'll know that we have great ideas too. So, man, film sets, the dynamics of them are quite interesting. I think as I'm getting into bigger and bigger sets and dealing with more and more people, I'm now really realizing the problems that people talk about on film sets when it comes to toxic masculinity and this lack of female representation. on set. Maybe there are females on a set, but like it doesn't help if they're on a set, you don't listen to them. Like that's not female representation. Like just hiring them is just only the first step, but like you got to hire them and then trust what they do, you know, or listen to what they do, you know.
They're running a business.
It's crazy.
It's a business, and it's all a business. And the fact that, I mean, you know, that even it affects workplaces, not just the film industry.
Yeah,
It's
contagious. Toxic masculinity is contagious. You have one person
in the wrong hands. Yeah.
Yeah, you have one person that shows that it's okay to not listen to somebody else,
Right.
and then everybody else seems to be okay to do that. Like it's hi savage. I love you too. Yeah, it's crazy. Film sets just bring the worst out of people a lot of times, and for some reason being nice and respectful is actually hard, and being able to bullshit and not not without any substance, it seems to be a lot easier than actually knowing your shit and being very frank and honest with people about the realities of filmmaking, you know, apparently doesn't get you far when it comes to fundraising.
Being honest?
Oh yeah, apparently I have to like just blow smoke up people's asses, be like, yeah, filmmaking, like you're gonna make so much money and it's gonna be great and like it's gonna be perfect investment, blah blah blah. I'm honest. I'm like, hey, we're making this film with this. Here's our budget. This is how we're spending all our money. I've done every single position. I'm hiring all these people because this person did this person did this person did this, and like this process is gonna take this long and blah blah blah. And I have it like all transparent. And people are like, nah, like I can't invest in that because it doesn't sound very good. Like it's better to believe the person who's like giving you bullshit.
That doesn't make. I'm sorry, Christine. It just makes no sense to me. Like not that what you're saying doesn't make any sense, but the fact
Right.
that happens. Hey,
Oh,
like so. I could come in with a honest story and say that I wouldn't need much money, but there is passion in this project. But if I just bullshit my way through it and say this is going to be the next biggest, best fucking thing, even though that's not really true, I still take that and run with it.
I don't know. I'm very frustrated. So I just
I'm
feel
sorry.
like
We can move on to a different subject.
no, it's just there just seems to be people want to hear what they want to. I feel like people want to hear all the good stuff, right? About
I
a
see.
film.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they don't want to hear like
They don't want to hear the reality.
doubt. Yeah.
Of investments. And
right.
I'm a very honest person. I feel like things need to be transparent. And if you're going to give me money, I'm going to be as transparent and real with you about the realities of investment. And I'm going to say, hey, I believe in myself. I believe in the team and everything. It's going to be a great film, but I cannot tell you it's going to make $50 million. You know, I can't promise.
Yeah.
I can overpromise you shit. But for some reason, people like the overpromising and are more willing to invest in the guy or person that's done nothing just because they probably told them it's an incredible experience instead of giving them the realities of things and letting them decide for themselves. I don't know. I'm rambling now at this point, but
no, you're not rambling. I'm listening to you.
I don't know if that makes any sense to you.
It does make sense to me now. Yeah. Because I mean, yeah, sometimes you gotta, people like to oversell it when it doesn't need to be oversold. We're not trying to, what people don't realize when it comes to the creative process, and I feel like a lot of directors don't understand this, like especially big motion picture directors, that not everything is about you and you're not trying to cure cancer. You're making a fucking movie. Relax, take a deep breath, take a step back and realize that we're making pretend. This is all going to be fun. Like, we're not all trying to make Joker here. You know what I mean? Like, we're not trying to, you know, fucking crack the code. I don't know. Like, I love storytelling. I love movies and the satisfaction of storytelling. Not so much the fact that it's like, well, Johnny over there at Studio Shithead is going to make fucking 10 figures, Christine. It's going to be fucking wild, you know? Like, I don't think that, you know? And I mean, that being said, I love superhero movies, so what the fuck am I to say? But yeah, I feel like everything is everything sort of works itself out in a way. But I do hear the frustration, and I do hear that, like, yeah, why am I gonna make an empty promise that I probably won't be able to follow through, and I'm gonna let somebody down in the end, because I don't want to let anybody fucking down. Are you kidding me? Tell them, like, yo, this is gonna make millions, and then you know what I mean? Like,
I don't like to. That's not how I operate. Like,
yeah, well, because it shouldn't be that way. But if these investors are like, well, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear that it's gonna break the fucking bank. I'm just like, well, is it though?
right.
Are we trying to make Transformers? Like, what are we doing?
No.
It just doesn't make sense.
I'm telling people how it is, and it's making it
you
hard.
are. Yeah.
There's no guarantees, but what you can be guaranteed on is making sure that the people who are on the team know what they're doing and are very good at what they do. And that's what you're betting on. You're betting on that. You're betting on the creativity of the script. You're betting on the director. You're betting on that. And like, you're betting on someone's track record, you know?
But you're also following your heart for the story,
right.
too.
Yeah. And I 200, 300% am confident in this project and in the people involved and everything. So I'm not going to tell you you're going to make $50 million, but I can tell you that I'm going to make sure that every penny of your money is being spent well. And
making a great story.
Yes, making a great story. And that I know that your hard-earned money is hard-earned money, because I've been funding every single project that I've ever done by myself with hard-earned money, you know? And so I'm not a person who is just taking money because it grows on trees and going to, you know, not do my ultimate best to fulfill what I promise. And that's why I don't like to have bloated promises. You know, I can promise I'm going to make the best film I possibly can, and it will be finished on time. It will be finished, and it has distribution. The hardest thing about getting a film made is the distribution part, and I already solved the hardest part. So, like,
yeah,
dude,
that's half the battle.
Yes, I have the hardest part, which is distribution. Guaranteed effing distribution. So it's a win-win, guys.
Right.
So come on, this universe.
Yeah, just make.
Let's get through this. Let's just.
Now the cards are on your table, universe.
Let me make this freaking movie. Help me help yourself make this decision. You're making the right decision.
Yeah.
And by taking a leap of faith with me. Can't stress it enough.
I feel like any project is sort of, yeah, it's sort of a leap of faith, you know? Yeah, in some way, shape, or form. You know, I know there's so many movies that are very much corporate, you know, in a way that is just like, oh, they're just sort of like a paper mill when it comes to movies, and they're just like constantly cycling through movies like Lifetime movies and stuff like that. You know, nothing against Lifetime movies. I love Lifetime movies. Don't come at me. Yeah, they're great. They're great. They're amazing. They're wonderful. They should win Oscars every fucking year, whatever. That being said, I do think that, like, any process in making a film is going to be it's always going to be a hair ripper, you know, and yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know shit from shit. That's why I'm doing this podcast with somebody who is way more talented than I am. Duh.
Just
But
have to keep reminding myself this is part of the process.
it's
And
part of the process.
I
Yeah.
love filmmaking, so I should be. I'm grateful that I'm even in this part of the process. So
Mm.
I appreciate that I've gotten this far to be in this process, and I appreciate all the people who have allowed me to come to this process. I appreciate the crew that is busting their ass doing prep despite us still figuring out the remainder part of this funding process. I appreciate that I have an amazing script because Camilo and I wrote something freaking awesome. I appreciate all the people who've given me opportunities so that could have made that many films. And I've been on, I've been on like 9 features since the pandemic. 9, AD.
But
I can
Adam
do
Chase Rainey
more.
got outside once and got COVID.
I appreciate all this so much. So the fact that I'm even here in this process and the last leg of it, I'm grateful. So yes, I may be frustrated and tired and
That's all part of the process, baby.
all of it, but it's part of the process.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm
That's the
betting
fun
on
of it.
myself. That's what I'm doing. I'm freaking betting on myself, and I'm ready for this. Like so ready to make this film. So ready.
I'm ready to work on it with you, dude. I mean, I'm ready to join you and not be in people's way and shit. You know? So yeah, no,
So,
I'm very excited for
so
you.
your universe, or to people who care to listen, if you know anybody who
2 people. There's like 5 people watching on Facebook. How dare you?
If you know anybody who might be interested in looking at a pitch, may not be the right fit as an investor, but wouldn't mind maybe passing it along to other people who might be able to invest.
And this is also
Please.
recorded, so this is out there in the universe recorded.
Yes.
So if you're out there watching this,
exactly, please DM
listen.
me, slide into my DMs, message me, email me.
Not that kind of slide in your DMs, but yes,
I need
yes,
your help.
yes.
I can't do it alone, and I really, really want to make this dream come true. So anybody out there, we're only trying to raise $250,000. It's not even $5 million. So just, guys.
Yeah, and you know, having that out there, I'm sure there's going to be, just like Diana said, the universe will cater to you. It will happen.
Will happen. It very much will happen.
Are you checked out? You ready to sign off?
No, I think. We've been now, right?
It's 55 minutes.
You know what's gonna be cool is when we look back on this podcast 3 years from now, and we have
and you're gonna be like, what a bunch of whiny little bitches.
a #1 hit cult classic film of this, of the summer or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're gonna laugh. And we're gonna cry, and we're gonna be like, "Look at us! Like,
look how
whining.
fat Adam is, Jesus Christ!
Look at us whining and bitching, and it was all part of the plan, and we just didn't know it. Yeah, it's going to happen. I just think that will be cool. We're recording a moment in our process, and right now the process is, but hopefully it'll come back up.
But more importantly, this is a process in our journey. you know,
Yes.
in this wonderful season that we love to call Urzily. Yeah, it's all going to be a journey. And just like we said in the beginning of the season, we want you guys to join in with us, you know, even though I know, you know, COVID and everything, money is just a little tight. It's a little tight on all of us. We're all trying to make things better and stuff. But putting in that time, putting in that small little investment, you're putting in a little piece of history.
Also,
putting in a little piece of history, you know?
remember, if you can't invest or whatever, we are releasing a Seed and Spark campaign next week. So for all those who want to be involved, but in a smaller ways or whatnot, please pass the campaign along to friends you know. Please donate to it. Every little bit helps. You can be along for the ride. Please come join us.
You gotta tag along because it's gonna be a journey.
It's gonna be great, and we're making history. It's gonna happen.
We are making history. Yes. And I'm looking forward to the shoot. I'm looking forward to the next podcast. Yeah. I mean,
you guys channel advice. Next podcast, we're going to be like, we're fully funded. That's what we're going to channel.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Do it. Yeah. You guys actually exceeded your goal and stuff.
That would be great. That's what we're going to have. That's what we're channeling right now.
Yeah. I mean, we covered everything on my notes. Was there anything from you, Christine, before we sign out?
No, just be on the lookout for our Seed and Spark. Go share urzilyfilm.com. And if you know anybody who's interested in getting in the film business, has a lot of money, and just wants to have a good experience, pass it along to them. We've got pitch decks galore to send out. That's the most helpful that you guys can be. I get that not everybody has means to give money or whatever, especially during these times. But just the fact of passing along word of mouth, telling people about it goes a long way. And I never forget that. I never forget all the people who tag me recommend me for jobs, who send an email, say, hey, this person's looking for this. Like, you guys are all like part of the team. So
it's a giant happy film family.
Yes. Happy family, film family village.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we have these episodes come out every single week. I know the last 2 weeks has been fucking brutal because co-hosts basically fucking died. So go ahead on getreelisms.com, pick up your book, get on that Urzily hype and invest if you can, you know, and check back in with us next week. Okay, that has been the Get Realisms podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We're signing out.